I just got up and I'm gonna go take my dogs for a walk before they totally destroy the house. It's actually a little bit later. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I rolled out of bed. I kind of had a bit of a lie-in. That's my idea of a lie-in. Is 9 o'clock. I didn't get much sleep last week just because it was like busy. I had to be up early and it was late by the time I was getting to bed at night. So I do catch up on my sleep when I can, because I feel amazing when I've had like 10 hours sleep. I feel on top of the world. So I try to do that when I can do that. So are you ready to go, Caesar? Caesar, are we gonna go? Are we gonna go walkies? Yeah, we're gonna go walkies. Not before I have a scratch. Never did I think I'd see the day where my washing line is predominantly sports gear. I've got like two little tops there that are not sports gear. Everything else, bearing in mind a lot of it's my husband's stuff, but well, not a lot of it, it's probably half and half. Like I've got my Zumba pants, that's Dan's football top, I've got some cycling stuff, some swimming stuff, they're basketball shorts but he uses them for tennis. He's got his golf gear, some more Zumba gear, and some more football gear back there. That's a lot of sports, and I'm quite proud of that. I'm just sitting here on a hill. There's like an abandoned house back there. Well, I don't know if it's a house. I think it was maybe just like a farm shed sort of a thing. Could have been a house, I don't know. If they did, they had one hell of a view. It's a really nice spot. It's not far from my house at all. 20-minute walk maybe. Don't have to have the dogs on leads. It's great. I've got 750 mils of warm water with lemon. Bit of lemon. No, a lot of lemon. A whole lemon. I like it lemony. Sometimes I put orange in, but today I'm just going to eat the orange instead. Yeah, I like to start the day off with citrus or something. I don't know, it feels good on my stomach. Sometimes in the middle of the day, if I ate a load of oranges, or if I had lemon water in the middle of the day, it just doesn't digest well depending on what I've eaten. Like after eating potatoes, lemon water is not good. So I start the day off with it instead. And I have my oranges in the morning if I'm going to have any. Eating an orange. What's up, Leonie Bear? What are you staring at? What are you looking at this? Go! What's up, Cesarino? I don't always get a chance to walk the dogs, like for like a long walk. I always walk them. I walk them every morning for about half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour really, yeah. But when I get, like if I'm off today, I have no work until this afternoon, so I'm off this morning. And when I do have this kind of time, then I try to get in a good walk, like a good hour, hour and a half to 2 hours. Just because I think that this is where they're happiest, you know, when they're here. Like, I mean, no, that's wrong. But they need to come here. They need to get out all that anxiety. They need to have things to dream about, don't they? You know, can't be living inside a concrete jungle. I do have a little problem with my big boy Caesar. Caesar is, like I said, a boy, and he's just over a year old. I got him last year when I kind of just at the beginning of my whole vegan journey. So he's been a vegan most of his life, Caesar. I have a problem with him though, that I spend an awful lot of time with Caesar. Caesar is like, he's not my dog, as in when I say my dog, I mean me and my husband. He's not, but I suppose he kind of is my dog because I'm the one who feeds him, I'm the one who walks him. Dan doesn't spend a huge amount of time with him. Just because it doesn't fit into, you know, it's me who wanted the dogs. They're my responsibility in a way. But Caesar's starting to get very protective of me, in that, like, I could be sitting on the bed in the apartment And if Dan walks into the room, Caesar can growl at him, like, you know, like he doesn't want Dan to actually come into the room to me, you know. Once Dan's in there, he's not aggressive in any way. Like, if Dan was sitting on the bed with me, he's not in any way aggressive. And it's never like, it's only if Dan's coming into a room or coming into an area. Like, if I was sitting on the couch with Caesar and Dan was sitting on the other couch and Dan came over to give me a kiss, Caesar wouldn't get cross over something like that. It's more just like when he comes into the room. So, I don't know. It's kind of getting... I don't want Dan to like dislike Caesar because he growls at him, you know, and it's obviously not something that you want. Like that's kind of like something needs to be done about it, basically. But I don't really know what to do. Like I have looked into it, and the only thing it's obvious that because Caesar's a male and he spends most of his time with me, a female, and Leonie, my other dog, who's also a female, he feels a certain, like, he's the male in this scenario, and he doesn't really know what role Dan plays in our life. Like, he's not really sure. Yeah, he can tell, like, he knows that I'm obviously in charge to a certain degree. Caesar knows that I'm, like, some sort of alpha. But, like, I don't think he knows what role Dan plays in all of this. Because, like I said, they don't spend a huge amount of time together. I mean, they spend every evening together. You know, they spend every day together. But, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't walk them, and I'm the one who feeds them. Maybe it's not really realistic, though. I can't say Dan can start feeding them because Dan runs the business, I run our life, basically. You know, like, I have my own business, but it's not as demanding as Dan's, and that's just how we work. You know, when we have kids, I'll be running that sort of thing as well. Dan can run the business, and he's very hands-on, like, in his own way, but and this is what I want to do. Dan does not want to be out here. I want to be out here. I love this. This is my idea of fun. So yeah, if anyone who watches these videos has any advice, or even just like a place I could go to get advice on this sort of a thing, I just don't want Caesar to be getting cross at Dan, because it upsets Dan because he loves him and he doesn't like to see the dog get cross at him, and he doesn't understand why he's getting cross at him. And if there was something that Dan could do or I could do to change this aggression that is suddenly appearing in my house, then yeah, so I'm all ears. When I got Caesar from the shelter, his mum was there, and whoop, I nearly fell over. His mum was there, and she'd been found pregnant. She was really, really skinny. She was absolutely terrified of people, like so scared of people. And all the puppies were there, and then she was just like hiding over in a corner away from all of us, really upset that people were taking her babies, but at the same time too scared to come out and do anything or say anything. And like, it was so sad. It was like, and then he cried, like, you know, I mean, we got him and took him in the car, and as we were driving away, and the whole drive home, he just cried and cried and cried, you know, like, just kind of like whimpering, and he was shivering and he was so scared. You know, like that night, I went to bed and he slept like on my chest with his head on my neck, and he's my little baby. And now I'm worried that like I've babied him too much, because like he is very, like, he's very attached to me, like to the point that, like, you know, I'll go to the bathroom, and our bathroom's kind of weird. It used to be a sauna, so there's actually like a window that you can actually see through, and he's quite a big dog. And like Caesar like jumps up at the window and like looks in at me while I'm in the bathroom. Like, literally, that's how attached he is. Like, he follows me everywhere. I mean, he understands obviously when I go to work and stuff like that, but he's very attached, like very, very attached and very protective. And I love him to pieces, and he's such a good boy where I'm concerned. Like, you know, I find him very obedient, you know, unless something is just like super entertaining and, you know, he doesn't want to listen to me, which I also understand. But I find him obedient and I find him good. And I just don't know why I do understand why he's getting aggressive at Dan. I just don't want it to happen because, like, obviously that's not what you want. Not what you want. So I really need help.